Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back here to another video on my channel here. Now in today's video guys, I'm going to be bringing you a pass defense that locks up in Madden 21. Now quickly guys, if you have not checked out my two most recent videos, they are going to be in the top right of the screen right now in the card. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's head into the pre-play adjustments here for this defense. Alright guys, so here we go. This is going to be the pre-play adjustments. We're going to start out in the coaching adjustments tab. Just make sure right here that you have your zone drops. You can have your flats at 5 yards or at default, as we will not be using flats for this defense. We're going to leave it at default. But then in terms of curl flats, you want to set them to 25 yards. Now, if you find that some routes are getting under the curl flats, then go ahead and set it to 20 yards. But usually the sweet spot is 25. Now, in terms of the play today, we're going to be running out of the nickel 3-3-5 wide form or 3-3-5 formation, and the play is going to be this cover one robber press. Now, I know this was very meta at the beginning of the year, but it still is very, very good in specifically Ultimate Team. If you guys have one step ahead abilities on your cornerbacks, this is definitely a great defense to run. Nickel 3-3-5 has been a great defense to run pretty much all year, and it's not going to stop until we get to Madden 22, which by the way comes out on August 12th. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers before Madden 22. You guys have been just insane with the support, so I'm really hoping that we can pull through and we can get those extra subscribers to go and hit that goal. So if you guys have not hit the subscribe button and you do enjoy my content, it is much appreciated, but it is not required. But anyway, back on topic here. Cover one robber press. What we're going to do here for our substitutions is just make sure here that first of all your best defensive linemen are on the field. So we're just going to go, we'll throw Jonathan Hankins in this spot right here, and then we'll throw Maurice Hurst in this spot. So we have these two guys at 79 overall. Then in terms of your linebackers, sub in safeties at linebackers. This position you're going to want to sub in whoever you're going to be using, as this player will be blitzing unless the play is auto flip. So I'd recommend you have your two fastest safeties in this position and in this position. Now what we're going to do here, Jonathan Abram, we're going to play him here as he is probably the best user or the second best user on the Raiders. And then we're going to go, we'll play in this position, we'll play Rashawn Golden, and then just have a guy that has decent all-around stats. So Eric Harris will do a pretty nice job. And then if you can as well, sub in it like a cornerback, for example, at this position, he should do a pretty good job. We have Nevin Lawson. Now, in terms of the play right here, once again, cover one robber press. Going to show you guys about 3 setups in this video that can possibly help you guys win more games. So we're going to be running out of the gun strips tight end formation, and the plays can be PA counter go. Now, pretty much here for this setup, it's going to be a very simple setup on offense. We're just going to throw the X receiver on an in, the Y receiver on a curl, and we're going to block our running back. Now, in terms of the setup here, what we're going to be doing is we're first going to be pinching our defense, which is going to be the right bumper and down the left stick. What this is going to do is it's going to pinch your linebackers, pinch your defensive line, which is probably the biggest thing you need to do out of 3-3-5, as if you don't do that, you're going to get gashed by the run pretty frequently. So it's actually in good sense to pinch your defensive line, and it also pinches your linebackers too. But if you want, you can go and spread them out with the right D-pad and up on the left stick, so that way they can cover a bit more ground in man coverage. Or if you have them in zones, it is recommended. Now, in terms of the second adjustment we're going to do, we're going to slant our defensive line outside, which is left on that D-pad, up on the right stick. This basically will get you better sheds, along with this adjustment where we're going to pass commit, which is going to be right bumper, up on the right stick. This is going to help you get better block sheds, and it's going to come in really handy as you are only rushing 3 guys out of this formation. And the last thing we're going to do now is we're going to shade our coverage over the top, which is going to be lined up on the right stick. Now, I believe if you are running with an Ultimate Team, if you have a lot of one-step ahead abilities, I believe you would shade underneath and outside, and that does a pretty good job. But if you're playing regs, just shade over the top. It'll do a pretty good job for you. Now, pretty much what you want to do here, you just want to sort of read the field. You want to see what receivers are going on what routes, and you want to cover them. Now, what we're going to do, we're just going to hike the ball. See here, tight ends going out on a route. We got the crosser, cover the in route. Now, unfortunately, you see we ended up getting cut stick right there, but you saw we're able to go ahead and get a sack the second time around, and Mahomes ends up going down. So that's going to be the first setup here for this defense. Now, with the second setup, what we're going to do is we're going to go pinch your defense, shade over the top, slant outside, or you can slant outside, shade over the top. Really doesn't matter. The first steps are kind of interchangeable. You can really put them either way, but just make sure you're doing those first steps, which are pinching your defense, slanting your defensive line outside, doing, what's the other one? Oh yeah, shading your coverage over the top and pass committing. Then what we're going to do is we're going to be throwing the free safety on this, or the safety on the side of the bunch here. We're going to throw him into a deep half, which is going to be double tapping the Y button, pressing the A button in this case, and flicking the left stick up. Now, if your opponent was running gun bunch, you want to go ahead and put this safety right here into a deep half. Now, the reason why we're doing a deep half is because we want to protect against any streak routes and whatnot, and they'll do a pretty good job of that. Now, what we're going to do, set up the play the exact same way we did last time, and then the last adjustment we're going to make is we're going to be throwing the safety away from the bunch into a curl flat zone, which is going to be double tapping the Y button, pressing B in this case, and flicking the left stick to the right. Now, obviously, if you're reversing gun bunch, you'd want to put this safety into a curl flat. But basically what the curl flat's going to do, it's going to protect against any corner routes, any crossers, and it's going to do a pretty good job of doing that. Now, obviously, with your user, you know what to do. So we're just going to hike the ball real quick, cover the tight end first, cover the drag, or cover the crosser a little bit, come down to cover the in. You're going to see right here we end up getting a sack again. We're getting pretty good pressure. So if you have like an ultimate team, if you have edge threats, or if you have the great pass rushing abilities, if you have really good defensive linemen, you're going to be getting sheds pretty much all day. Now, the last setup we're going to be running here is we're just going to do it. We're going to start it out the same as the previous two setups. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to pinch our defense, shade over the top, slant defensive line outside, shade over the top, pass commit. I think I did shade over the top twice. Whatever, doesn't matter. And then the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to be throwing the free safety, or the safety on the side of the bunch. We're going to throw him into a hook curl zone. So double tap the Y button, press A, and flick that left stick down. Now what this is going to do, this is going to give you more coverage over the middle, because these guys are going to come over and they're going to cover any smart routed in routes. They're going to cover any curls, like for example, the slot receiver. If we were to put B on a curl, it is going to cover it. So you're going to get more coverage in the middle of the field, but that means that the sidelines are wide open. So you have to make sure that there's no crossers or corner routes on that field. So we're just going to hike the ball. See right there, we're just covering the sides. You're seeing man coverage is holding up very well. Now the pass rush is not really coming in too well right here. So we're just going to throw the ball away, and you're going to see there the pressure eventually does come in, but it's kind of varied for pass rush. And really, it all depends on what animations they get, because that really is Madden at this point. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button. Let's try to smash 5 likes. You guys are awesome. Take care, but most importantly, stay classy.